Welcome to Make Path Presents. My name is Ronnie Hayes, and today let's talk the problems with the new Walking Dead promo. Listen, before we get into this, I want to let you guys know I haven't put up a video in like 4 days. Now that is not like me at all on this channel. Recently, you guys know over the past few months, I've been doing daily videos. Well, I'm sure a lot of you were affected too by the storm that seemed to affect everybody. I've heard people in areas where they got stuck traveling on highways and they were there like overnight or hours. I had like 9 to 15 hours stuck in their vehicle, and people had to like bring them food. I heard a lot of people losing power. Like in my area, we had 100,000 people in Raleigh, North Carolina that were like out of power, and we had an ice storm, and that was the worst thing in this area. I think we got off easy compared to people with 5 feet of snow, but we just had ice covering everything, so it was just a headache, and the internet went down. It was down for the first 3 days. But anyway, listen, we're back up and running, and I saw the promo for The Walking Dead, and I got a lot of people asking me about it. It's basically a couple more pieces of the continuing scene that we keep getting with Sasha, Daryl, and Abraham on the road with the Saviors. Anyway, it was actually my first moment of being disappointed. And I'm kind of curious to see what you guys think about this promo. Now, previously... Oh, let me put this in here, too. If any of you are new here, you don't have to tell us to go looking at the spoiler sites for the information. We don't want to. We're here to speculate and have fun doing that. Just going and finding out exactly what happens, there's just no point in making this video or guessing or predicting or anything. So, just before anyone puts that out there, we know where to go for spoilers. We know they're out there. We're here for the people who aren't into spoilers, and we're just trying to pick this up. So thank you, but no thanks. Alright, so you guys already know I talked about how I think Dwight could come around the corner on the bike unintentionally, not trying to save him, and then the other team, or I'm sorry, the Saviors take off after Dwight, leaving Abe, Daryl, and Sasha. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I feel like there's only really two ways out of this without me bitching about it, and that's if Abraham and Sasha and Daryl fight them off and they flee, or some kind of distraction happens and the Saviors leave without dealing with the three any further. They have to leave instantly, though, because there's no way they wouldn't follow them to see what community they're from. There's no way they wouldn't follow them to see, how many more supplies they have or how much more they can get from them or squeeze them. It could be a new community. They can start extorting. This is their business, their livelihood now in the apocalypse. So it doesn't make any sense whatsoever that they would find these three people and just rob them and then bounce. Now, so again, I feel like something has to happen. But bringing me to my one concern where I just hated it. Like, we are hitting the first thing, and you guys know I had a little bit of issues with how No Way Out was being handled. It's not, right now, it's just not as tense as I thought it was going to be. Again, and that has nothing to do with the comic book material. I'm talking about the tension itself. It's just not as tense as I thought it was going to be. Anyway, so we get the character, let's say he's the hard ass leading the Saviors, the one who's doing all the talking. And in the promo, he pulls out a gun and he basically tells them, normally we'll just pop one of you. That's how we start this off. And that was the problem I had. Right there was immediate, like, wow, did they really just go there? It's cheesy line, it's horrible dialogue, bad setup, just took it just took the whole oomph out of the Negan's first appearance, because as we all know by now, most of us, that's what Negan does based on the comic book. When he first gets there, he kills a person, and it's not because that's the policy. When you meet a new group of people, you just kill one right off the bat, because that is fucking stupid. When you meet a group of people, or I'm sorry, in the comic, when Negan met this group, it's because Rick killed his men. Rick and Andrea and them, they were on the road and they killed his men. It's not because it's policy to kill someone right off the bat and then do business with them. Later they can actually twist this into something where I'm like, okay, I see where you were going there. I see why you dropped that. But if they don't, this is going to remain one of the worst, and I know it's so little, so trivial, isn't it? It's just a line of dialogue, but it's a very important line of dialogue in my opinion, and it feels like spoon feeding. I felt like I should have had a bib on when I was watching that promo, and just been fed the fucking details. And one thing I do not tolerate in entertainment is spoon feeding. We have been watching movies have gotten to the point, movies and TV show, where we know what's going on. When someone, unrealistically gives that hesitation, in real life, a person would be like, whoa, hold on, is there a problem? You have a problem? It's getting to the point where a character will be on screen literally going, oh my God. And just to show the audience, to spoon feed the audience that that character has a problem, but the other character doesn't pick up on these obvious body language signals. It gets ridiculous, and that's an example of spoon feeding where that is plaguing movies and shows. The hesitation, the worried expression, all the warning signs for body signals, body language, the warning signs in the body language that real people in the real world will pick up on, and it's just, we're supposed to forget about it, but it takes us out of the realism there. So one thing, like I said, I am against spoon feeding in movies and TV, especially now. If someone's too stupid to pick up on the TV or movie, who cares? Do not cater to stupid people. If they cannot pick up on it, they can watch it a second time. They can watch a review. They can watch somebody else analyze it and break it down for them. That is absolutely fine. But let's stop catering to the stupid bunch who watch TV. Let's cater to people who can actually pick up these things. So with that being said, and I know this is really different, we're talking about body language compared to this line of dialogue. And essentially it is really different, but it's the same thing. It's just spoon feeding at the moment. Like I said, there could be something else they can do that would make this make sense. But for right now, it just doesn't make any sense in the world that they would include that in the dialogue. Well, when we meet new people on the road that we don't recognize, we just kill one and take supplies and whoop-de-whoop. And it's like, man, they could have just gotten to the hilltop or, I don't know, the kingdom, whatever community the saviors are dealing with at this moment. They could have just got there and been like, okay, well, we're going to go scouting, to help pull our weight. And they could go out essentially working for you already. You roll up since you don't recognize them and you just kill one immediately and then take supplies that you would have taken already because they're gathering them for the community you're already extorting. See how this policy doesn't make any damn sense? It does not make any damn sense. Now, obviously, you could argue that, okay, they knew, these people are people who are not dealing with them currently or dealing with the hilltop or any other communities that they're extorting. But I would argue that because, again, they could have just showed up and been like, okay, we're going to go out scouting. We've seen something miles back that would have been perfect to scavenge. We're going to head out and pull our own weight and show that we deserve to stay here. That shit could have happened. So it's just this whole, we're killing one person right off the bat, spoon feeding bullshit. Hated it completely. Destroyed this moment that's going on, which is getting kind of, I don't know, maybe it's like getting to the point where I'm burned out now, where it's like, okay, just play the damn TV show, because they teased us this moment in the season finale. Keep in mind, people, this is a scene that they are beating to death and playing over and over again, that it isn't an end credit scene that everyone's saying, a lot of people are saying it is. It's a piece, from what I understand, it's an actual scene from episode 9. So they just keep showing us this damn scene as if they just don't know what else promotion to do. And I don't really want to see more of this scene. I'm absolutely happy with how they did the fog back in season 5. I'm absolutely fine with promos that aren't ripped from the show. Show us a promo with them, herd, like the fog, going through a herd of walkers. Do it stylized, do it, and don't have it from the show. I'm fine with shit like that. If you're going to promo something. At this point, I'm begging for something new. Enough with the Daryl, Abraham, Sasha shit by the road. And I think one of the main things that pissed me off again was that policy that the Saviors have. Initially, I was having a little issues with it, how it's happening from the comic book. But again, as long as it plays out fine, I can separate it later on and say, well, I kind of like the comic better on that scene, or well, the TV did, bring it back around and do good, or you know what, they were both good. They did a good job with both of them, even though they're different. At this moment, I'm starting to lose interest in. It's just not likable for me, this introduction with the Saviors. I had problems with the one with the whites, and again, it's not because it's just downright awful. So it's not as exciting. It's uneventful. It's losing losing some of that momentum. I'm waiting for that next big wave to come in and just knock us down. I don't know. But again, I think this might just come off of enough is enough already with showing this scene, and also how. And I was kind of surprised how really annoyed I got that the guy mentioned that's their policy. Normally, we'll just knock one of you off. I'm hoping that later the guy, that's not the policy and the guy was just being a dick. But then again, if that was the case, why even say that? I don't know. I might be, a little too hard on this right now. Keep in mind, this is an open discussion. We are not shitting on this permanently. We're knocking at some flaws, some things we're not liking, some things we do like. This discussion on Season 6 is not just this video alone. It's all the different videos we've done. And I'm letting you know also, they can do it in a way where when I finally see it, I come back around and I'm like, okay, that was good. What they did was good. I'm just saying right now, this is how I feel at the moment, until we see anything else. I know a lot of people just get too worried and too anxious and too defensive, and they're like, how dare you? Listen, thoughts and opinions about this new promo. It's basically new little clips of the same scene that we keep seeing over and over again. But give me your thoughts and opinions, and I got a lot more videos that were actually supposed to come out during this storm we had, the 2016 blizzard. So they're backed up. I got like 5 videos. And the reason they're backed up is because I actually took a break and, with the power going out and everything else, you work on a laptop for a little bit and then you can't charge it. Kind of forces your hand a little. But what I did is I took a break and I went and worked by handwriting my comic that I'm trying really hard to push out 2016. So I'm going to be doing a video talking about another update with the comic, and it has to do with the art somewhat hit a little roadblock there. However, the story fixed an issue that I had, or a problem I had with issue 4, and I cannot wait to put this thing out. Love it. And those of you fiending for a natural disaster during a zombie apocalypse, I didn't want to mention anything previously, but the idea was always a natural disaster happening at a very important time in the story, and I was able to officially confirm that that will happen. That does work story-wise. I was looking at other things. More on that in the Dead Living video. Working title only. Listen, thoughts and opinions about this promo or anything else you want to talk about The Walking Dead Season 6 for when it returns February 14th. I'm Ronnie Hayes. Thoughts and opinions down in the comment box. I don't know why I keep screwing up the ending right now. Maybe it's because I had 4 or 5 days off. I'm done talking. It's your turn.
Subscribe now.